McDowell's supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Good afternoon to you, everyone. Thank you so very much for tuning to and staying with Real FM Radio, coming to you on the dual frequencies of 91.3 North and 91.5 South. For this program, The Real Issues, with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside our technical operator, Alton Jaquan Joseph. I'm giving him all his names, with all their regal sounds to them. Did you see him last night? Did you see him last night for the first time anchoring, NBC Prime, our evening news package at 7:30? Well, he's the new guy who's taken over. I just knew it was only a matter of time, and I'm telling you, for the first time, I was actually quite pleased with and proud of him. I knew he was going to do well, and I think for a start, he's off to a very good one. So congratulations to you, Jaquan. We're also simulcasting on NBC Television, Channel 120 on the Flow Cable TV service. We are on Facebook Live as well, and streaming live via YouTube. I hope you're having a good day so far. It's feeling like a wonderful day, sunny, bright, not too hot, Yeah, so we have a little breeze now and again, cooling things down. Don't forget, folks, we have now stepped firmly almost a week into the official hurricane season. People don't wait until something happens for you to start to get prepared, to be prepared, and so on. Be prepared. The hurricanes are becoming more not eating nice, serious, frequent, severe, and so on. We can't take anything for granted anymore. There was a time when we had hurricane. Not this time, people. Not these times that we're living in. These are very dread times. And the more you see what is happening, not even if hurricane, if other seasons, the times when rains come, unusual, the times when you have no rains, the kind of heat wave and everything that's been building up and so on, the times are not what they used to be. We have to adjust and adapt where they are concerned. All right, folks? Good. It's difficult for me to ever come on this program and pretend that I don't want to talk about Alan Chastity, Alan do this, Alan do that, If it's not a do, it's a say, and so on. The leader of the opposition is a very important person where the constitutional governance of our country, the setup of our parliament, the public offices, whatever you want to call them, are concerned. It may seem that he is inconsequential because he does not have control of the actual government, the executive, the cabinet, and that sort of thing, the policy making, or the policy decisions, because he's not in power. He has lost the election. The instrument of elections is what determines, who controls the executive, who gets a majority in the legislature. It's a fact of life, according to the Constitution. But the leader of the opposition, as appears to be his mindset, has to stop thinking that the only contribution he can make to this country, which he calls his own, is if he's holding the levers of power and government in this country, if he's the prime minister, if he's the minister of finance. The leader of the opposition needs to avail himself of the facilities, of the entitlements that are due to him as leader of the opposition and as chairman of the Public Accounts Committee and as the elected member of parliament for a constituency, to avail himself of that information which he is guaranteed unfettered access to. He even has the power to summon people. He even has the power to call, for example, the director of audit to explain something to him that he does not understand, or to set up an appointment and that sort of thing. He needs to do that. Leader of the opposition needs to stop trying to create mischief based on what is published in the Trinidad Guardian, or whether it's published in Now Grenada, or that sort of thing. You have access to documents of the House, reports of statutory corporations like Invest St. Lucia, CIP, which as a matter of law must be tabled in the parliament. When they're tabled, you go, you read them, you study them. If you can't do it yourself, a man like you is supposed to have staff, you're supposed to have support, you're supposed to have people who can sift through those things and draw up certain bullet points for you and tell you, I'm sure you have lawyers, people who are working with you, accountants and auditors to look at those things. You don't go to the Trinidad Guardian and read something and then you want to hold your country and your government's feet to the fire based upon what you read in Trinidad Guardian. You read your reports and then you come and you say, look, there is something in the Trinidad Guardian which does not correspond with what the official paper that was tabled in the parliament says, and we want to find out whether somebody, whether Minister Hilaire or McLeod Emmanuel said something to a foreign information medium that does not comport and that is not on all fours with what is in the report, and we want to reconcile whether there is what the discrepancy is about. You don't go and then you want to put your government and your prime minister in the dock about what Now Grenada says, which they have apologized and amended and so on, which the Trinidad Guardian didn't get wrong. The information about the things, including his own words, Mr. Chastity does not seem to have that rigor of focus, that rigor of attention, that rigor of mind to pay attention. Like I said, he's like a child who never pays attention in class, and then always goes to construct his own theories and his own speculations and his own, going off half-cocked on everything, because he does not take the time, from everything we can tell, to look at the official documents. You can question them, you can query them if there are discrepancies, if they do not follow logically from what was said before, not to go and to be reacting to some claim, that somebody files in a court in Florida that they're going to sue St. Kitts and Nevis, and they name one person in St. Lucia, and that's all you're reacting to. What are the facts of this matter? Do they support the claims that are being made? And there is no lawsuit. It is an application to file suit. It does not become a lawsuit until it is accepted by the court in question through its registrar and whoever is. And then a judge will look at it and they'll have the preliminary hearing and to see whether there is prima facie or whatever they call it and so on, whether they have jurisdiction in the matter, whether it's something that, they can hear or that sort of thing, because they cannot impinge on the sovereignty of other countries based upon their policies. And so an article is coming out today in St. Lucia News Online, I think, where Mr. Shasney is contradicting himself, and all this punching the air and flying a flag and all this jubilation and all this triumphalism about this Philip Martinez so-called or threatened lawsuit, which they're calling a lawsuit. Spider is talking as if the government, needs to put up his hands and raise a white flag of surrender because they're being sued. Hey, what it's titled, Shasney declares that Caribbean Galaxy was investigated and nothing incriminating was found. But now you're making it look like there's some kind of hanky-panky, there's some kind of collusion taking place between St. Lucia and Caribbean Galaxy to do corruption, to do money laundering, which is why they're bringing it in a U.S. court, to find out whether the U.S. banking system was used for money laundering, so that dire consequences will be there, and whether we went against, what we had signed, the treaties for anti-money laundering and countering the financing of terrorism, so that visas will be revoked. That's all he's always throwing at us, our visa arrangements and our visa-free access will be revoked and everything. Shasney keeps implying, and he keeps imploring, and he keeps petitioning, it seems, for some kind of American pressure and American sanction and American reprisal against St. Lucia as being the basis for our sovereign governance, as being the basis for how we govern our policies in fiscal matters, etc., etc. Shasney, you too colonially minded. You too much appealing for colonial imposition upon St. Lucia. The journey and its direction has been away from colonialism, has been away from associated statehood and all these kinds of things towards national self-government, aka independence. You don't seem to be comfortable with it. And that is further evidence of what I have been saying. You just do not have that identification and bonding with us in the context of what we consider to be St. Lucianness. The only St. Lucianness you seem to covet, you seem to desire, you seem to be aiming for is to rule over us, to dominate us, to have your feet on our heads and on our necks, Shasney. That is all you seem to want. But when it comes to wanting to love us as your people, as your own, to love the land that gave us birth, you just don't seem to have that in you, because you always seem to be invoking for some white man from up north to put some belt on us, to put some whip, to put some switch, to put some cat o' nine tails of sanctions and all of that. Shasney, if you were one of us, you and the others with you who are following you blindly, deafly, dumbly, not exactly words that you'll find in a dictionary, they would not be like this, so happy at the very prospect. They are salivating, they are slobbering, bav coming down their mouth because they're having a taste already of what we will get. All because the government now is not led by you. You seem to be too much. And then you come out and you have to be falling over yourself, stumbling on your own words. And let me read what it says. I have a guest in studio with me, very important guest, a guest that is long awaited here, that I really wanted here, and finally today. So I don't want to keep her waiting, but hear that. There's a blurb that starts the article. We investigated every single allegation. Nothing was found at the time, is what opposition leader Alan Shasney had to say in relation to allegations of corrupt practices by CIP agent Caribbean Galaxy. So at the time, you found nothing. The only thing that's wrong with Caribbean Galaxy is now, because there's a different government. Philip J. Pierre is there. And worst of all, your arch enemy, the fella you hate the most, I figure, in this government, Ernest Hilaire, is the minister responsible for CIP, for investment. You've been after Hilaire many years, I tell you, almost 20 years you've been trying to skin and excoriate Hilaire's hide and so on since the World Cup in St. Lucia, where he was CEO of World Cup, Cricket World Cup, St. Lucia 2007. This guy, and so you're going after anything and anybody you think is ancillary to his ministerial oversight of things. But let me read that. Caribbean Galaxy was first brought into St. Lucia by the Chasney-led administration back in 2018 as part of the CIP's real estate program. Caribbean Galaxy was to commence construction of the Canal Resort, and it's not canals, just like it's not bananas, it's canal. You don't pronounce the S and so on. So stop all this canals, and even if you've got Savans Bay, it's Savan. I even hear St. Lucians themselves saying it. Like on a newscast, I heard about Duga, the Duga community. The word is Diga. Okay, in this case, the D-U is pronounced as if it were D-I. Stop this Duga and this kind of thing we're saying. We St. Lucians, let's not fall into that kind of thing. Okay, so anyway, Caribbean Galaxy was to commence construction of the Canal Resort in Vieux, estimated at over 2 billion EC dollars. Fast forward to 2024. St. Kitts-based CIP agent MSR Media had that based in St. Kitts, the Martinez guy and all of that. He had the time of his life, This guy practically was running Nevis. He was in charge, he was running things and so on. But governments change, obviously. The government of, Dr. Terence Drew and all of that, they're not the same as the Timothy Harris-led administration. But Chasney don't mind, taking digs at his old buddy Timothy Harris, if that's what it will take to get at St. Lucia and Ernest Hilaire and so on. McLeod Emmanuel is not who they want.